What's up and welcome to another YouTube video. My name is Eddie and I am still addicted to Marvel Snap, and it's a new season of Marvel Snap. We are in March now, which means that it's the start of the new season called Days of Future Past, ladies and gentlemen. With the new season, we are getting a bunch of new stuff as we do every month. But there's one thing that, again, nobody is talking about on the internet, and it's my job to do so, and that is all the new variants that got added into the game. Now, let's get through the article real quick, talk about all the new stuff, give you guys a quick opinion and rundown of all the new things, and then we'll jump into the new variants. So, this month, like I said, it is called Days of Future Past. I wish I could go through the Marvel Snap's official website, but the article's actually still not live on their website. So we are using snap.fan, one of my favorite websites, for information about Marvel Snap right over here. Now, this one is a couple days behind. This was on March 3rd, so there are a couple things that are not in this article that I'm aware of that I'll still tell you guys about as we scroll through right over here. So first things first, the newest season pass perks, we are getting Nimrod as a card. You can't see him there because of the way the website's done, but Nimrod is this month's season pass card. Very cool card, very exciting. We are going to be getting a variant of Nimrod, a variant of Wolverine, and a variant of Sentinel in the season pass. Plus, as usual, you guys get 4 mystery variants, 3 to 4 avatars, a card back, some credits, some gold, and some boosters. The same as usual. If anyone doesn't already know, I think that the season pass, if you are someone who can spend money on Marvel Snap, the season pass is a must every month, in my opinion. That is where you get the most value for your money, especially getting that new card every month, and especially Nimrod. If you like playing Destroy deck or Galactus decks or anything like that, Nimrod is a fantastic addition to that play style. Now, the other thing they've added, obviously, are three new locations. It's too early to say anything about the locations, in my opinion. Everyone gets upset about them, but I always say, let's just wait until they're in the game before we really have an opinion on whether or not they're good or bad. Honestly, I see this all the time online. People get upset about new locations or new cards being added for whatever reason, and then 2 or 3 days after they're in, everyone stops because they over-exaggerate the situation. And I'm kind of like that, where it's like, just their new location. It adds variety to the game. Even if some of them are annoying, yes, I agree. There are some locations that I despise, but like not enough to the point where I'm like, this location makes me want to stop playing. But that's totally up to you guys. Then we are getting 3 new cards into the Series 5, sorry, as per usual. So 1 a week. So this week, today, is Nimrod, which is the new card for the Season Pass. And MODOK from last month is now joining Series 5. So if you didn't buy last month's Season Pass, you can now get MODOK by luck or using your tokens in the token shop. But this month we are getting Kitty Pryde, Master Mold, and Negasonic Teenage Warhead. I have lots of hope for Kitty Pryde of those 3. If I had to pick only one, that's the one I'm most excited for. But Teenage Warhead also sounds like she could be a lot of fun. Master Mold, I see the meta behind him, but he's not the kind of deck that I like to play. I'm not a huge Devil Dino Ronin playstyle, like big hand type person. But Destruction with Teenage Warhead and Kitty Pryde's bouncing technique sounds like a lot of fun. We are getting a steampunk variant rush. So if you guys were here during the Christmas break, during Christmas, they did the same thing where it was a holiday variant rush where during a certain 2 weeks during Christmas and New Year's, you had a chance every time you opened a collector's reserve, which is the boxes that are collection level 1,000 or higher, to unlock one of the holiday special cards. They had like Ebony Maw, they had, Rock Slide, Patriot, Rogue, and someone else. I don't remember who the other one was. This time, they're doing steampunk variants for Bishop, Falcon, Shocker, Cerebro, and Yellow Jacket. Now, it's not in this article, but I can confirm that the steampunk variant rush is March 21st till April 4th. So it's at the end of the month. So if you guys are excited and want to get all these variants, make sure to save up on your reserves when you get closer to that date. So don't open all your boxes. Hold on to them. Once the thing goes live, you can then open all the boxes and in chance of getting them. I think they said there's a 10% chance of opening a box with one of these, which is better because during the holiday time, it was only 5% chance. So actually upped the likelihood of getting the new cards. The other thing that's not in this article that I want to talk about is that they updated the ladder. So if you guys don't know what that means, that's the ranking system in Marvel Snap. Before this season, anytime you would hit a new tier, so level 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, whatever, they would give you an extra 10 cubes, so they rank you up 1 extra bonus level. So that means that if you hit rank 50, you actually start 51. So that you had like a 10 cube save space if you kept losing, that you wouldn't drop back down into 49. You would stay in the 50s because they gave you an extra rank, so an extra 10 cubes. Starting this month, they're actually giving you 50 cubes, so 5 ranks, which means that every time you hit a new rank, so level 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, etc., you are actually jumping 5 ranks ahead. So if you hit 50, you're going to be 55. If you hit 60, you're going to be 65, but only the first time. So let's make this clear, because I know some people had this a bit of a confusion on Twitch. If you hit 50, they'll bump you up to 55. If you drop back down to 49 and hit 50 again, you will not jump back up to 55. It's just the first time you hit that new tier, they'll bump you up. So you have a little bit of a wiggle room there, and it's actually a little bit faster to climb back up the ranks. I gotta be honest, I don't know why people are complaining about this. I think it's a fantastic addition for people who are casual players. I understand that some hardcore players are upset because they're gonna be ranking up too fast. I don't know why that's a problem, to hit infinite faster, but I think it's a fantastic addition. It gives a bit of a wiggle room to try out some new decks, not feel as bad when you hit a new rank, because like I've seen it in the past, someone hits 50, they get super pumped, and an hour later they're right back down to 49, and they just feel demotivated. You just worked your ass off to finally hit this rank, and immediately you lose it back, right? This does give you that bit of a wiggle room that, like, you hit 50, you're proud of yourself, and they bump you to 55, and if you lose a couple games, it's not a big deal. You're still in that 50 range. I think it's a good thing. They also did announce that within the next week or two, they are going to be updating the ranking ladder even more. We don't know what that means. We don't know what changes are coming, but it does sound like they are listening to feedback. So again, Second Dinner, good job, and thank you for listening to your community. I think that's a fantastic thing. I really hope that you guys are not too upset about this ranking system. I think it's a fantastic addition because, again, casual players are now going to have more motivation to climb the ladder, and I think that that's better for the health of the game, to have more people wanting to play the game. And if you hit infinite faster, good for you. You can then just mess around. That's what I'm most excited about. I want to hit infinite and then just play random decks. That's what I want to do. So now that that's all that garbage is out of the way, let's talk about what we really want to talk about, the new variants they added. Now, they've added about 13 variants into the game. I hate how they do this. They always list them, and they don't actually show any pictures or images of any of them. So what we're going to do, or sorry, what I did, is I actually went ahead and found all of the variants, and I have pictures for you guys. I don't know why they don't do this themselves. It's in there. It just says, for example, Nimrod, Kim Jacinto. I'm like, okay, show us what it looks like, and they don't do it. So I'm going to do it for you guys. So I went ahead and found all of them. Let's go through all the new variants that just got added today to Marvel Snap. And if you like this kind of content, make sure to subscribe and like this, because all I do is talk about variants as much as I can. So anytime there's a new drop of variants, every day I'm checking to see what new variants are being added, and then every weekly, whenever I can, make a video about all the new variants that get added into the game. And I always do ranking of character variants. So like I'll pick a character, like last time we did was Kang the Conqueror, and we look at all his variants and then we rank them from our least favorite to our favorite. So if you guys like that content, subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and make sure to watch the other content, because we've already done a bunch of variants, and let me know who you'd like me to do in the future. Now, let's get started. First new one is Nimrod Kim Jacinto, as I just said the example. This one is badass. Are you kidding? This is the coolest Nimrod variant so far. This is going to be a hard one to top. I can't believe they already have this in the game. If you see down here, this is the base card. Here's the Dan Hip one, which the base one is if you buy the season pass. Dan Hip is if you hit level 50 in the season pass. And then Kim Jacinto, this new one, is the one that you can just get in the token shops or in the daily shop, basically. I love this one. I think that this is top tier compared to the other two. I also like the base card and Dan Hip. I've talked about. I really like Dan Hip's art style, but this one is so cool, guys. So cool. Love this one. I can't believe they've already added it. It's gonna be hard to top that one in the game. Next up, they've added Kale's Cable variant. Now, Cable actually has a bunch of variants, and I've never done a ranking of it, so I don't want to talk about the other ones just yet, because we're going to have to do a video about that. But Cable right here is so cool. This is so cool. It looks like a Gears of War character, and I love it. I know he already looks like one, but this picture really feels like he's just taken off the cover of a Gears of War game. Love it. Love this one. Then we've got Teenage Warhead. So this is actually the X-Men, so I don't know what it's actually called. I think New Mutant, the new X-Men one. So this is her base card right over here, and this is her new one here. I like this one. again, I'm a fan of the X-Men. I like her in her X-Men suit, but I honestly think she looks cooler with her base card. The background of this one is way cooler with the whole destruction in the background and all that. So I have mixed opinion on this one, where I think it's cool, but I think I still prefer the base card over this one. I think that the X-Men suit is just too plain. If you're an X-Men fan, this is right there for you. I just like the idea of her having her own suit and making her stand out instead of being just like everyone else kind of thing. Next up, we got Kitty Pryde. Now, here's the thing with Kitty Pryde. This one's a bit of a tricky one. They said there were 2 variants of Kitty Pryde that got added, that will be added into the game the same time as Kitty Pryde gets added. The only problem is they're named a bit weird. So one of them was called the Volmi, which is definitely this one. So we can look at this one real quickly. So this is the first one that's confirmed in the game. I really like this one. Really, really cool here. I talked about in the past that I'm not the biggest fan of like the realism faces. So this one is not my favorite, but I still like it. Now, the other one was called the Stormbreaker variant. And the problem is, so this is the base card. This one is the Jim Lee variant down here. This one's the wedding variant. So if I had to guess, I'm going to guess that this one, the top right one, is the Stormbreaker one. But I just wanted to show you all of them in case I was wrong. It could end up being the wedding one that's the actual Stormbreaker, and they just didn't name it properly. Once again, these are all unreleased at the moment. They're releasing as we speak, so there could be like typos in this website since it's not an official website of Marvel Snap. So if I go back, we talked about this one. So we're gonna pretend that this is the Stormbreaker one. I love this one. I know I've talked in the past about how I'm not a fan of nothing in the background, but for this, it actually works because it's a plain white background, but it makes everything else stand out. Now, I gotta be honest, I don't really know the lore of Kitty Pryde, so I don't know what this dragon is, but it's pretty cool. But I don't know who it is. I'm not gonna pretend I know. All right, next up, we've got Master Mold right over here. So Master Mold, this is a Dan Hip variant. So you can see here, this is the base one, and the other variant that they added is the Dan Hip one. Very cool. I like this one. It's pretty funny in my opinion. I like it. Like, you compare the actual Master Mold, which is like terrifying, to this one, which is kind of like cute, I guess is the right, I don't know if that's the right word, but I like it. And once again, I'm a huge fan of variants in general. You guys probably noticed I don't complain often about them, but it's a pretty cool one for sure. Next up, we got Domino. This is from Jim Lee. I mean, if you guys know, Jim Lee is a big deal. His stuff is awesome. Again, I've never ranked the Domino stuff, so there's all of these ones in the game. So she actually has a lot, and the newest one they added is this one. I love it. I think it looks really cool. Terrifying. I have nothing but good things to say about this one, and I can't wait to rank it because I just scroll down and I'm like, man, she has some really good ones. She has some really, really good variants in the game, and I think I only own one of them, and it's a really good one. Next up is Bishop. Bishop, once again, also has a Jim Lee variant. That's the new one that they added. Again, though, Bishop has a bunch of variants, including he's gonna have the steampunk one in the variant rush, and this new one over here is gonna be a bundle this month. So lots of Bishop, sorry, not Jim Lee, lots of Bishop coming out this month for everybody with the steampunk variant, the bundle, and then this one. I think this one's really cool. I wouldn't purchase this one personally in the shop just because of the amount of, like, I already have 2 Bishop variants as it is, and with the bundle one and the steampunk one, I mean, I can only have so many Bishops. He is a great card in the game, but like, I want some variety, and I think that this one is really good, but there's a couple other ones that I prefer, but I will keep that for a future video. Next up, we've got the Shadow King. Shadow King sucks ass, but they have 2 new variants in the game for him. The Pixel was already in the game. Now, there are 3 over here. I know for a fact that Luca Claretti is one of the new ones, so we can look at this one. Very cool. Very, very cool. If only the card was better, I would like this one a lot more. And then the other one, they called it the Revealed one. So I'm going to guess it's this one because it says Revealed, but I could be wrong. I wanted to show it just in case. This one could be the new one that they're adding, but it did say Revealed, so I'm going to guess it's this one here. I don't know the lore once again behind this. This is really cool. Again, I just wish Shadow King was better of a card because he sucks ass, but he sucks at the moment. I'm sure one day in the future they'll add more cards that will make him playable, but he's not worth the Series 5 in my opinion right now. Next up, we've got Jubilee. Jubilee got 1 new variant, and the problem is they called it the super rare variant. And here's the thing, she has a bunch, and there's a lot of these that we already know where they're from. So like, I know that these top 4, I mean the base card and these 3 are already in the game. The Peach Momoko one is definitely not the new one because I've seen it before. And then the Lunar New Year is already in the game. So it's one of these three right here. So 1, 2, 3. If I had to guess, I'm going to think it's not this one. It's not this one. It's this one. I think this is the new one that's being added into the game. But I wanted to show all three once again, just in case I'm wrong. It could end up being this one or this one that gets added into the game as well. I honestly think this is my favorite one of those three. Yeah, I think this is my favorite of the three. So I'm kind of hoping I'm wrong and that this is the one that gets added because I love this one so much. This one's fine too. It's okay. I mean, I don't hate it, but I wouldn't purchase this one. Jubilee is kind of the same as Bishop, where she has so many variants that I already have in the game. Like, I think I have 4 variants of Jubilee as we speak, because I have this one, the fireworks one. I have the Lunar New Year one. I've got the Pixel one, and I have this vampire one. So, like, I don't know if I need more of her. So I don't have, like, I'm not super excited about the new variant, but they're still pretty cool. Alrighty, next up, we've got Apocalypse. Apocalypse got another new variant. I freaking almost swore there. Almost swore. Damn you, YouTube, for demonetizing this. I really like this variant a lot. This is such a good one. Man, Apocalypse has some good variants. It does look very similar to the one with the sword, but I think I just prefer this new one right over here. God, I hope this one's 700 gold. I hope it's 700 gold because this is an insta-buy. I really hope it's not an ultimate one. I really hope it's not 1200 gold. Man, if it's 1200, it's going to be hard to pass, though. So I really like this one again. I've got only one last character to talk about, and that last one is Armor. Now, again, Armor, I might be wrong. This might not be the new one. She has a bunch here. The Steampunk one, I'm pretty sure the Steampunk one is not one of the ones from the variant rush. So the Steampunk one could be the new one that gets added into the game. It's definitely not the Summer Vacation because I feel like that's an easy one for them to title it Summer Vacation. So I'm going to guess that's not the one. The Pixel's also not in the game. So it could be the Pixel one. It could be the Pixel one. But if I had to guess, I think this is the new one that's being added right over here. Being honest, not a fan of this one. I don't hate it. I really don't hate it. But I love Chibis, and I think the Chibi one looks really cool. And I don't want to talk too much about all of them because they're going to be adding... I'm going to have to rank all of them in the future as well. But this is, in my opinion, the newest one. Now, those are the 13 new variants that got added to Marvel Snap today as of the article that they showed off. Which one was your favorite that we looked at? My favorite 100% has to be the Nimrod one. I think this Kim Jacinto one. Kim Jacinto in general, I'm a huge fan of all of his art style, but this is for sure my favorite variant that they added today. My number 2 would be Apocalypse. So number 1, Nimrod, and number 2, Apocalypse. So that's my video. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching. I'll be back with another video in 2 days on Thursday, ranking another character. I don't know who yet, so if you guys have an opinion on which character I should rank worst to best or variant, let me know in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and as always, have a good day. Bye-bye.